Welcome back to another Sunday special where we are critiquing your tattoos live here. I want to thank Andy B for being here with us again on this Sunday. Let's see, what do we got today? Well, today was a busy day. We had a fantastic church service today. Got back here, got prepared for this. Here we are. Little news. We got a new video coming out on Tuesday. It's just a time-lapse video of some tattooing. Nothing crazy, but nonetheless, look for that this Tuesday. Also, what you see on the screen right now is the new tattoo challenge for the week, right? So in the link in the description below, you're going to find a link to a Google Drive. And in that Google Drive, you're going to find this image right here. And you can go ahead and download this, stencil it, tattoo it on some fake skin, some whatever. However you want to do it, color, black and gray. Also in the description below, right underneath that link, you're going to find an email address. It should be tattoomesomething@gmail.com. You're going to do this piece, however you want to do it, and send it to that email address, and you'll be guaranteed that we are going to review your work. It's the best way to get a guaranteed review or critique or whatever you want to call it on your work is to participate in the tattoo challenge for the week. We are going to try to do these weekly. This big thanks to Andy for submitting this for us to let you guys mess around with. Let's see. Is there anything else on my pathetic little list of notes here? Nope. That seems to be about it. Again, thanks, Andy, for hanging out with us today.
No problem.
Sweet. Also, I guess I got one more thing, guys. Just been kind of talking about it a little here and a little there about the new thing we're working on with Retrieve. It's a bit of a community-based thing, and we're gonna call that group. Now, I know this is a crazy name. Really, I don't know. Really came up with something here. It's called the Tattoo Crew, right? Really authentic. Never heard it before. Motley Crew, none of that. Didn't rob it from nobody. It's just the Tattoo Crew. Some of the stuff, some of the things, some of the bullet points you're gonna have there. Different things we can open up and discuss and have different stuff. We have a general chat. We have tattoo ideas, your tattoo stories and experiences, a place where you can show off your work and people can give you critiques and what have you. We're also going to have a live show there as well, so I can critique the work you guys submit to that other tab there where you submit your work. We're going to have a technique tab where we can share techniques, we can talk techniques. We're going to have another tab talking about your struggles in tattooing, because sometimes people feel like it's only them who has a specific struggle. We can share stuff there. Again, building community here. And then the final thing, it will be like a real-time tattooing or any kind of videos I want to post there. So if we just want to post some real-time tattooing there, if you guys just want to spend a couple hours and watch some boring tattooing, if you will, whatever, I will try to have footage there as well. Nonetheless, we're going to be building that up over the course of time. That should be coming, I don't know, in the next month or so. Just going to keep talking about it every time I can leading up to that. All right, so all that nonsense out of the way. Again, guys, go check this piece out, and thank you to Andy. Andy, you got anything for today?
No, like I say, you've covered much of it, Dave. Like I say, this design, well, you know yourself, this design, I've actually done this one myself. I've put it on somebody's skin, so stencil we're done. So easiest way is just to offer it up and let's see what somebody else can do with it, and see what their take is on it.
I think it's cool. So, I think it's just a really cool tattoo. So many things that one could do with this too.
Yep.
Black and gray, color, whatever the case may be. Guys, go follow Andy right here at the bottom of the screen. Andy's on Instagram at LSInc2019. He's also on Facebook at LSIncTattoo. Guys, support the people who support the channel. I'm going to leave that up for a little while. Go support Andy. Okay, let's see. All right. So with that being out of the way, I guess we're going to go see what we have for the what was submitted last week. Now, there's probably not going to be a lot of tattoos for this week to look at as far as the tattoo challenge from last week, because there wasn't a new tattoo put out last week. So if any submissions have been submitted, they are from the last week or two. So we're going to go check out the submissions sent in this week. Again, I'm looking at it. I think there's like 3 or 4. So then we're going to, from there, we're going to jump right in to critiquing the tattoos that you guys send in live on the show, which you can send to at the email scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Okay, with all that, man, I just feel like I've been just talking for 5 minutes straight. All right. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let me get this figured out here. Bam. All right, here we go, Andy. We got looks to be a few.
Oh, we got a few.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's start here with Todd DePasso. Let's see. Hey, Dave, Andy, and Mrs. Here is the complete tattoo challenge piece. Oh, we put color in it.
Yeah, looking bright.
Oh. I know I'm very quick to get excited about a good tattoo, but I think it's rightfully this time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
on this for everybody. Like the
looking
color, like
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I don't think it's the problem of the lad that's tattooed. Where round the eye where he's put the black dots in and he's put the yellow around it. I think when it's just unfortunately, and it's not his fault. Mm-hmm. It's just I think it's just muddied it up a little bit. It's just knocked some of the brightness of the colour off behind it. But it's on fake skin. This happens. I know where they were going for it. It'd be a lot brighter if it were on real skin. But yeah, I like this one. It's got some nice clean lines, nice good saturation, getting some colours in there. What I would say, just try smooth your shading out in your leaves. Your green to your yellow. It looks a bit sharp. I know that might be the look that he's gone for, but the transitions between the two colours just look a little bit sharp. But it's got a nice take on it. His little beads are nice and round. His gems nice. Got some nice highlights.
I think I agree with you there on Andy. That would be the only thing. And I think that's part of that getting into tattooing color or like still being in the earlier phases, even though this looks very nice, is I tell people when they're first getting into color to do this kind of thing, put that color in, put that color in, just put them next to each other. It's going to be close enough to create a contrast. But then as you develop, you just kind of try to blend those two. Like Andy was talking about that yellow into the green, just a little bit of a blend. It looks like we have a dark green, a light green, and then a yellow. Yeah. And if we just kind of just whip them together just that little bit, and that will add a little bit to it. But overall, I mean, it's petty, but it looks good. So we're trying to find little things, it does look good. A lot of colors going on here. Really love this section right here.
It's nice and bold and bright.
Also, Andy, I think it was because he had done this piece already and already put these little dots in here from the gray portion. So when it came time to put color, just kind of mix that in there, and it does get a little bit mucky. But I like the choice to just do the red line around here, actually. Keeps it open and airy a bit. Not too heavy.
Yeah, what's another good thing with leaves for him to try? Instead of coming dark green from the central spine on both sides, is from one side go dark green from the center, working out to your yellow, and then the opposite side of the leaf, work from the outside of the leaf. Put your dark green on the outside of the leaf, working to your yellow on the inside of the leaf. It'll just make your leaf look a bit more curved, for want of a better word.
You got a light source coming at it and hitting the one side and the one side.
Compared to the rest of this, it's just a trivial little thing. Is that, I mean, for all intents and purposes, the only thing I've got on this is, like I say, it's just that little transition between the colours on the leaves. Could be a little bit, but other than that, it's a good tattoo. It's solid. Love the colour choice. Nice and bright. Love the colour choice.
Absolutely. One final statement is I really do like, it's not really like stimpling. It's kind of like texture. And I think that texture is really cool. It gives it a very sort of worn, beat, hammered metal look. So cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you sending them to us so we can check it out again. Completed. Very cool. All right. Next up is Phil. Hey guys and boss lady. She is probably watching. She's not here right now. Only been tattooing a few short weeks in my limited time off using cheap Amazon fake skin. The tiny circles under the gem got away from me. That seemed to be a thing we saw last week. Hadn't shaded or colored yet, as I was curious as to how others had and was looking for some ideas / inspiration. Thank you for the challenge. I look forward to the next. All right. I think these are both the same. All right, so let's take a look. Okay. I gotta remind myself to hold off till I get a bit closer. All right. Okay, we're taking it all in here. Yeah, I do see where these got away from you a little bit. All right. You know, and it's not too shabby.
For not for two for a couple of weeks in,
Yeah.
and cheap fake skin.
Cheap fake skin. I like that
It's
he's
not,
using a thicker needle. It helps
yeah.
in the beginning. It really does. Minus this little wiggle wobble right here and a few others. Yeah, not too bad aligning. Go ahead,
It's not.
Andy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not so bad. Yeah, we've got a couple of wibble wobbles. He's using a thick. You beat me to that one. He's using a thicker needle. His line weight is pretty much consistent. There is a few places it has got away with him, like say on the little rounds and everything. For all parts, the curved lines and the centre jewel, it's pretty even.
Right.
And the leaves are pretty even. Moving to the top of the handle, that's not too bad. A couple of lines, like I said, just them few lines in the top of the handle, got a little bit of an inconsistency with a gap between them. But this person's only a couple of weeks in, so he says.
Yeah.
And for a few weeks in, he's definitely giving it his all. And he's trying to make a go of it. So hats off to him there. And I think for a few weeks in, he's done a really, really good job.
I think so too. And what threw me off again is they didn't flip the image. Before stenciling or whatever, which is not a big deal. It's whatever. You can do it however you want to do it. Just I was again thrown off by it because we were used to seeing the other ones. But yep, I think if I said anything, Andy, I would be repeating the same thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, cool. At least they put the 8 in there. Hey, they got the little 8 in there.
Put the 8 in, and like you said, your first impressions when you see it and you zoom out, zoom away from it. Your first impressions, it's like it's in, it's packed. There don't seem to be any light lines, this, that, and other.
I do appreciate the saturated lines.
Yeah, and this person, like I say, has given it his all for a few weeks in. He's given it his all, and it's worked out for them.
Absolutely. Good
Keep
job.
going as he is. Good job. Keep going as you are.
Who is this, Phil? Nice work, Phil.
Yeah.
2 weeks in, 4 weeks in, whatever it is, looking good, man. And you'll probably enjoy getting yourself some better fake skin because I think it'll help you out even more. I got a feeling this is, okay. So we got to delete this one.
Yeah, that one's gone.
If you guys send critiques, just random tattoos to critique this email address, we don't even look at them, we just delete them. Pay attention. That's all. Send them to the email scrolling at the bottom of the screen while we're live, because once we take a look at the tattoo challenge tattoos, then we're going to jump over to the other email address, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and check out anything sent in since we've been live. And we'll do that we'll critique tattoos for 2 hours. So we're from 6 to 8 o'clock. Whatever we get through till then is what we get to. Whatever we don't, we don't. And if we run out, then me and Andy will just sit here and BS for a while.
That's it.
Until we hit.
I'm sure we could come up with a lot of crap.
Absolutely. Hey, Steve. Hey, Kyle. Hey, just want to say hi to everybody. Smoke, great to have you here. Salty. Let's see who else we got. Pluto's World. Torrance. You forgot to say hi to everybody. It's been contrasted. Great to see you here.
It's like say, come on, guys. So we've got 50 watching and only 18 likes. Let's have a like. Smash us a like on video.
Heck yeah. We got Big Dog, Byron, Callie, Ant, Rocks. All right. Just wanted to say hi to everybody. And all right, we got one last one here for the challenge. And then again, guys, links in the description if you want to check out next week's challenge. New piece. Thanks to Andy. All right, this one is from Anthony. Hi, guys. So I've sent in 2 daggers last week, and you said I should work on shading before color, and I agree. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your help. There we go. All right, so let's just recap the old ones real quick here. So everyone can get a look.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one. Quite dark, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was quite dark. Color a little, But all right, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. We had this one colored in. Yep, I remember
going
through the goods and the bads on that one. And let's see what we got here. Okay.
All right.
This is an improvement for sure. Even before going through it.
Yeah, it's still. I don't know if it's a photo. It still looks quite dark.
It is dark.
I don't know whether it's the photo or not. Some of the shading on the leaves, especially, looks
Yeah,
a
I
little
do
bit
like he kept
dark.
this section a little bit lighter than before. This gets a
Yeah,
little dark up here where you'd want it to breathe a bit. I think it helped that he left this completely open like here. That helps a little bit.
yeah. That.
But then we're right back into the same kind of
But
darkness. I like the
then,
shading though.
yep, and it's got some nice highlights in the right place.
Right, right,
If it had just worked from outside, especially the top of the handle on the two curves, which are nice and even. They are
right,
nice and even because we've seen some people drop the ball on them too, right? Not looked curved and everything. And same with top of handle. If it had just worked dark, then a little bit lighter, and just kept everything a little bit more open. But he has taken on board. And he has made it lighter. He's made a nice effort with the jewel in the middle.
Yes.
Tried to put some definition.
Right, give it like a jewelly look, diamondish, reflective look, I think. But yeah, I think the highlighting part here is this section I really do like the little bit of shade here to kind of give that a little bit of shape and whatnot. So I think it's a big improvement. I think that if you telling where you like, if we go back to here and just how heavy this is, and there's no definition or anything, to here, I mean, you can easily see the improvement. Even in the line work is improved. So it's really cool to see that, but just I would say just keep honing in on that, just a little bit more, little less, knowing where to put it and where to pull back and how dark to put it in some spots. It's a learning thing. It really is. And that's what's so great about fake skin.
And like you say with fake skin, you go through it, keep it light to start with. Go all on fake skin, go through it, keep it all light to start with, and leave plenty of open space. Then you can stand back, have a look at it and think, could put a little bit more in.
Right.
Or you can always add to it, especially on fake skin, you can always add to it. You can't take away. And sometimes in the earlier thing, if I got my phone, sometimes it's easy to take a photograph of it, open it up on your phone, and believe it or not, if you sat looking at it as a photograph on your phone, you can actually see a difference between looking at it with your own eyes. There is a difference.
Yes. If you've been tattooed here before, on several occasions, not a lot, but I will be done with the tattoo. I'll go to take a photo, and I'll see something in the photo that I never noticed.
Yep.
And it's like, nope, stop. And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm not done. Sit you right back down, get what I need back out, fix that spot, and then go back photograph. Because sometimes you don't even see it in the photo and you miss little things. But again, that's photograph. Real life, I mean, you just don't even see it. But once you take a photo, you see things a little bit differently. So even if you're taking a break from a tattoo temporarily, take a photograph while you're on that break. Zoom in, convert it to black and gray as well, because sometimes the skin can be red, everything can be kind of red. So take a photo, go into your phone, put the little filter to make it black and gray or whatever, and you're going to actually see the different definitions in your black and gray, the different shades and values as well. So good point to bring that up, Andy. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was a really good advice there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for that one. Let me go ahead and get that out of here. Oh, here we are. Let's throw that back up there.
That's it. Throw that back up for a minute.
Yep. Go ahead and I'm gonna pull up another screen here. So get your work sent in if you haven't already. Also, guys, again, link in the description to this piece right here that you're looking at. This is the new tattoo challenge piece. Link in the description to a Google Drive link where you can download the image, and then also right underneath that link will be a different email address to the tattoomesomething@gmail.com where you need to submit this if you want to get it looked at.
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, let me get that one gone and this one up. All right, here we go. I gotta find the right email address. Here we go. Let's go down to 5:30. 5:45. All right, here we go. This be the first piece. I don't know how to send emails very well, so you may have gotten a few from me. I'm sorry about no problem. If it's a duplicate, we just back out and keep going. No worries. All right. Oh gosh, got burps and everything. Hey, this is from Anthony again. I don't know if it's the same Anthony. Hey guys, so been really practicing my line work and starting to work on shading. One at a time. Thanks again for all you do. No problem, man. Oh gosh, I've been drinking soda, so now I'm gonna be burping. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, all right.
Keeping them small.
Yeah, smart. I like the thicker line mixed with some thinner lines. And plus, this gives you great opportunity to get comfortable trying to get a nice, smooth, curved line and whatnot. Nice, nothing crazy. All right, this is kind of hard to see because the stencil.
Yeah, there's still a lot of stencil left there.
Oops, didn't mean to get that. Yeah, but from what I can see, it looks pretty decent, huh?
Yeah, it don't look. It don't look too bad at all. I mean, the circular part of the eyeball doesn't look too bad. It's not massive.
Right.
It doesn't look, for what I can see through the stencil, it doesn't look to be massively crooked.
True.
The circle in the middle of the eye, around the outside of the pupil, is pretty good. A little bit where you can see where it's picked up and put down, but it's a circle. It's parallel lines and circles, everybody's nightmare.
Right, right.
But on about parallel lines between the nails was pretty good, you know, keeping them pretty much spaced apart.
True.
Look a bit light than some of the lines.
Yeah, it might just be light. But again, hard to say on this one. Luckily, we got plenty other ones. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who's in the chat. Kyle, appreciate you being in the chat, helping people out. And Smoke, everybody who is in the chat, just want to say thank you. Don't want to just show some appreciation for you guys being over there. Yep. Let's see. What do we got here? I do like this one here.
Yeah, Plague Doctors.
Yeah, we see them a lot. Not bad. Over here, I think we had some issues maybe with the bulb itself's a little off-centered. And then the other strange thing to me about this piece, Andy, is the black that is behind the flower.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether some hasn't worked out right well going around the flower and they've put that black in. I think if you was going to put some sort of background around the flower, you would have been better off with either dot work or stipple work to give it as if it's like a light bulb, sort of like glowing, you know, behind it.
Right. Yeah.
But yes, I mean, composition-wise, the bulb is off. Like you said, you've got one side at bulb higher than the other where it decides to curve out.
Right.
Screw pattern's a little bit off, and I'm not a fan of the leaves. They're a little bit sharp and jagged, you know. They're not.
Yeah.
Could be a bit smoother.
Yeah.
As they go around.
A little inconsistent, eh? All right, now we'll move up here real quick. Yeah, I think this, we're getting a similar thing here. Depth seems to be an issue. Like you said, he's working on shading, so I don't know if maybe these are just pieces. Okay, that's part of the one he submitted.
Yeah.
All right. Again, with the stencil showing through, it is kind of hard to see and critique the lining and help you out there. Definitely so baby oil, Andy has said, works the best for getting ink off fake skin. And then laying their fake skin in a thin layer of bleach overnight should help take the stencil off and leave your tattoo behind. So try that out if you haven't.
Yep.
And then we can get a better look at these. But nonetheless, Anthony, improvement. Plus your dagger, improvement in the shading for sure, man.
Yeah.
So
and keeping them nice and small, keeping them nice and simple. It's all good stuff.
All right, hey, well, we got some interesting stuff coming up here. Hey guys, this is Mike again. Tell me what you think. Thanks. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Takes me a few seconds to soak it in. What kind of fake skin are we tattooing? Hard to say what kind of fake skin. I think this is some mid-grade stuff.
Yeah, I think it's the thicker. I think this is like the same stuff that I tried tattooing. It's like the 3mm cheaper 3mm stuff.
I've tattooed it before. It's doable. It's not as bad.
But it's hard work.
It is. Yeah. I like what he's done here. We got a couple values in red here. Could even go even a little deeper in some spots with the richness in the red, but overall that looks pretty cool. The smoothness in this black and gray is nice. I do like it. Yep. Yep. Maybe just a little bit more saturation in the black, but again, that's tricky on that fake skin though. So
It
easier
is. I
said than
mean,
done.
it could be a little bit, for me, there could be a little bit more smoother transitions between some of the edges of the darker colours to the lighter colours. And that
Especially
goes all the
like
way
up
through.
here.
Yeah, that goes all the way through the blacks and some of the reds.
Right.
But it's a totally legible piece.
Absolutely.
We don't have much in the way of line work to critique on this. But it's not a bad piece.
No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see the next one. It's not bad. I don't know.
Now,
Like it's a
you
little
see,
empty.
I quite like it.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Okay. I quite like it. For the simple thing is that I think the eyes, the chin, the neck, the hair, the lips, the nose, they're all in proportion.
Yeah,
they're not off.
Mhm.
This is what, and when I say by like, this is what brings this piece together. They're not obscurely off, you know, making this character look like a car crash victim. And yes, got dark, but even just over the top of the eye, he's just kept it simple with a little bit of shading. As for the shading and the depth wise, yes, there's not a lot of it there. But I'm on about the actual aesthetics of the piece. Just actually looking at it, it's not a train wreck. To me, with a little bit more work on this,
it
could be a very good piece. It could be a lot better. It could be a very good piece.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's where I'm lying, is that I feel like
a few more tones, some darker tones.
It's missing stuff that could really like take. Yes, I like what they've done here in the hair. It has nice texture. You can kind of like feel like you really feel that. Sure, the wispiness over here, the lining is not, it is what it is, and really the lining throughout is a bit hit or miss. But I like the shadow under the chin. I like the little shading over the eye. I just feel like we've left a lot of open skin here that could use a bit of shading. The nose is very like, here's a line, here's the two nostrils. I would love to see you go back in this one. And even if you mess it up, just go in there and practice this a bit. Maybe even start up here in the bit up here, because I can tell you have the shadows going where they should probably be. They're just not really, you didn't commit on it. You kind of held back. I would say go back into this and really commit to it. Even if you screw the pooch, do it, see what you like, see where it falls short, because it's a nice piece. It just needs that taken up a notch, and I'm totally fine with this hard line on the nose, maybe a thinner line, but nonetheless, I mean, it's solid. You're not going to lose it. The lips a little bit as well. And like I said, even a smaller liner for the lips and nose would, help out just a tiny bit more. But no, like Andy said, it's great to have a couple different opinions on stuff.
Yeah, see, like for me, it's pleasing to look at. Is the piece? It could just do with more. And this is where, like I said, I agree with you on it could do with more. Go back in and smooth out put some more maybe rich, solid darker tones in, and smooth out to some more really light tones, and just add a bit more to it. Totally agree. Go back in, have a play with this. It's fake skin. If you screw the poach, so what? You've still got the picture of what it was like and what you'd done before you went back in.
Yeah, and because they have detail, I love the little wispy hairs back here done lightly. There are a lot of things that are pulling you in. Like Andy said, you have the photo. Don't be afraid to just go in and really. Now this is.
I
cool.
like this.
Yeah,
I like this. The style that it's done in, it's very painterly. Very, shall we say, oil painterly style.
Yes,
it's done like an old oil painting. And for us, and I don't mean to be awful when I say it, for as rough as it looks and as scratchy and as how it's done, it suits this piece. It is this piece. And
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a bit. Does have a bit of that scratchy, little sloppy
yeah,
lineage, but it works though for this.
it works, and I like it. What more can I say? I do actually like this piece. It really works. It's pulled it off. I've seen this. You'll go look at old oil paintings, Dave, which you will have done, and you look at them, and you know that it's a boat in a harbour. But when you actually look, it's like, well, actually, really, it's just a load of colours just smeared across. It's my eyes that's telling me
That's what
that,
painting is, right?
yeah, that it's a painting, and that's what this piece is. And it works, and his choice of colour and how he's done it, I don't like it. He's hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah. I did. Definitely has. It's cool how, and that I've always been amazed by that sort of thing. When you look at something, you're like, wow, that looks cool. But then you get close and you're like, what the hell, man? This is just like colors, but that's
Scratched
what painting is.
and
It's just put in the right spots, and your eye sees rust. And you get close, it's just yellows and reds and blues. But I guess everything is.
That's it. Your eyes and your brain fill the rest of it in.
Exactly.
And it's mad. Oh,
here we go. We got. All right, the eyes are throwing me off big time. But we look past the eyes a little bit, especially coming off of this piece here when we're talking about we get here, and there are improvements, and then there are things I think that were like missed. Obviously, I like that they went for the shading a little bit and shaped this nose out.
Yes.
Sure, little bits of shape are off a bit, but hey, you know what? We're on fake skin, right? This eye seems a bit off in comparison to this eye. Boom, those can be tricky. And the other thing is the lines on the lips. I don't know, they feel a little bit sharp. And I think you can get away with kind of like not making that such a hard line.
Yeah. The other thing as well is to watch the top lip. If you look at people's top lip, this little ditch at the top of everybody's lip, it wouldn't actually be that wide.
Yeah, that's very wide.
Do you know what I mean? It's very wide, is that little ditch across top of the lip. But I'm in agreement with you. For me, the most redeeming feature on this is the nose. I like how the best part of it is the shading around the nose, and especially as we're looking at the right hand side of the nose where it just comes around the side of the nostril, that little bit of darker, it's popped in there. That just works. This is a redeeming part of this one. Yes, the eye's off. It's a little bit, and I understand that the part of the eye is going behind because it's supposed to be looking through broken glass. But there again, some of them lines that are outlining that broken glass, they're not there. Right. Even if they're meant to, even if you look at them, even if they're meant to be of a lighter tone and a lighter colour, if you actually get in, they're not in. They're not solid. They're not saturated, consistent.
Right. And if it's not supposed to be there, kind of like maybe they were doing a light line, so they wouldn't. You'd want to do a smaller line. It's a thick line to make it to where you're not seeing it. And then last but not least for me would be these nails. I don't know. This is a lady's face. I don't know. Not to say that they have that short of nails, but we have a pinky nail that's kind of long. These are short. I don't know. Maybe we missed something there. But things are happening here. Right? And the bend here where this bend is at on this finger. Maybe it's because we're looking at it through glass and things transluce like you were leading to earlier, Anthony. Where the hell did Anthony come from? Andy. Yeah. It's not bad, though. Overall, if we look at these four pieces, not bad.
My favourite's the boat. I've got to admit, the boat is just wicked. My favourite is the boat.
I like this one second, personally.
Yeah.
And then this one.
Especially if they go back to this one and do a little bit more on it, I think this could be a really, really, really nice piece.
Yeah, it would be fun. And if you do, send it back to us. Let's take a look at it. That'd be cool. All right, that was fun. Let's hit up. We got Fish Tunes up next. Guys, give the stream a like. We got 60 people watching. That's cool. And 33 likes. All right. I see how it is. Okay, Fish Tunes, you're up next. All right, I'll keep it short. 3-round liner on pigskin. I soaked the skin a little longer this time, so I was almost able to finish this one. Super close to done, but you can see not quite there before it got to where I had to stop. I'm watching the image and use reference and pick of the tab. Appreciate. Okay. All right. So apparently you only have so much time on pigskin. Interesting.
Ah,
Interesting. All right. I
the
go ahead, Andy.
the
I'll go after you.
stipple shading is quite nice, and especially where he's built up his darks.
Right.
Now, I don't know whether it's a skin, don't know whether it's a photo, I don't know whether it's a thing. There's a couple of little places, or whether it's the angle it's taken on, it's a little harder to read. You know, some of the, shall we say, smaller details, like after looking at it a while, like the eye socket and some of the rips under what looked to be rips or shading under the eye. But generally, like I say, it's nice. There's a couple of little line issues, but I don't know whether that's pigskin. I've never worked on pigskin, so I can't comment on how hard or how easy it is to get these lines in. But I'm actually quite digging his stipple shading.
Yeah, I personally I like this. I like this one in a few things. I like the thick line around the outside, really kind of holds it there. And then I love how he got this this shape of the eyebrow and eyes, where that like kind of comes out at you. Well done, hitting the highlights or open skin both over here and right here, and just building this up. And same down here, he's got all this sort of depth and textures, and there's no real way to know what's wrong, what's right in some regards, because I don't know what this face is supposed to look like. But I love that we have a little eye peeking deep in there. This one's darkened out, but it's not completely black, which is cool in my opinion, because it still adds, you still want to try to like look in there, even though you can't see anything because it's not completely black. And yeah, just really nicely built up, cool textures down here. And yeah, I can see the bottom's not quite done. It'd be cool to really see this one finished, but the control in the stimpling is it's nice.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that photo and I got a question. Does he have to shave that pigskin before he does it? Because I can see all the hair follicles on it, you know,
Right?
on skin. It's like, do you shave that pigskin?
Yeah. Yeah. This is cool though. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh dang, I didn't know we had a reference photo. Oh, my bad, guys. Okay, so yeah, you
so I can
still
see
got
where
a bit more to go.
it's taken it, and it's taken his he's done his take.
Yeah.
This is his take on this picture.
Right, right.
What I will say, from the picture to his render, the picture has a few more highlights.
Yeah, yeah.
Bolder highlights, shall I say? I won't say so much highlights, but bolder highlights. Now, and that's what I would say. And where it's put some of the darker stipple shading in, there's got some medium tones in, you know, medium tonage in it.
Right.
I've
Yeah. Where
never
it
done
should be a bit
pigskin.
darker, it's not quite as dark.
So I've never done pigskin, so I don't know what tones are actually achievable. You know,
Me
across
neither. It looks a lot like human skin, though. Really.
Yeah,
See it. You got
does.
the pores, the hair follicles, like you said. I see why people talk about using it. Excuse me, like he even said, he's only got so much time to work on it, I think, before it starts to smell or something.
Yeah.
So there are downsides, but if you do finish this, it says Todd. Okay, Todd, if you do finish this, we would love to again see this one complete as well. But lovely so far, man. It's looking good. Looking good. You're practicing well, being smart. Like it, man. We like it. What's up, Art You Later? How you doing? Okay, let's see. Hi, Dave and Andy. Hope you're both well. A friend created this piece and kindly shared with me. I thought it was fantastic for lining. Shading is off in places, I know, but great fun to do all the same. Thanks for your time, guys. All right, so we have a stencil. That's cool. They even have it kind of somewhat dotted out where they'd like there to be shading and what have you. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'll say I like the shading because it's smooth and it looks like you're on real skin, brand real skin, which is good. It's a good fake skin to be working on. I love how smooth the shading is, and I say that meaning that it's not just put in and then stops and whatnot. It's smooth. It goes out. I think it gets a little tonal here and there, but overall, it's smooth. I wish that in the real darkest areas, we put a little bit more dark and then fade it out, and maybe even fade it out a little bit more. Just me, just personal, right? This is where I think things really get to the point where it's just preferred. So up here we get just a little bit dark, and what to make things light, you need dark. So to make the light pop out and get more contrast, you need a bit more depth in some of these spots, and then fade it off a little bit more. Maybe try using a lighter tone. It kind of does look like maybe you stuck with just a couple tones. Maybe try using those really light tones in some of this open area here. And, as you can see in your stencil, you have the dots right here telling yourself, hey, let's shade up to this point and then kind of stop. Well, you can shade a bit darker like you have here. And then when you get to this section, drop to a lighter shade and do that. And I think that kind of thing throughout this whole piece will help you out a little bit. But those are my quick thoughts, Andy. I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah,
Let me know where you want me to move this to as well.
No, like I say, I totally agree with you. Looking at the line work looks pretty, there it looks pretty even. My main problem, if you just scroll down a little bit, Dave.
Sure.
My main problem is you've got all these lovely leaves, and then for some reason you've just stopped there. You've just taken this style choice. Them 3 leaves have got all these multi veins, and they stand out. The thing is, they stand out. They're in you. For me, they're in my face. They see them, I see them over everything.
Yeah.
Everything else. If they'd have had less in and they'd have been curved, I think that style choice would have blended in better with this. Totally agree with you on the shading. And I did this. I'll be honest with you, Dave, I did this as well when I first started doing leaves. All my shading coming out front middle, all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everything, right? This, that, and other, all coming from one sort of like direction.
Right.
And then that's when you can find the go too dark too quick. Whereas sometimes, if you're going in the same direction, instead of working it all the way into your center spine, work one side all the way into center spine, but just don't take the other side all the way in. So there's a little bit of negative space, which will give you that light tone, like you were saying, and it'll help break it up. This would have benefited from working from a super rich dark black through to a really pale tone, grey. This would have worked. But then again, what I'm going to say, it's not a horrible piece. It's just a bit dark, a bit tonal. The line work seems to be good, seems to be consistent. It looks like they've used a thicker liner rather than a thinner one, which has helped them along. Right. But no, I mean, we know what it is. We can read it. Other than them 3 leaves that are bugging me,
they are random.
A few little adjustments here and there, and it would have been a lot better. But that's why they call it learning.
Absolutely, and they're doing it right. They're doing it right, and they're like we alluded to and said, some nice stuff here. It's just it. Wait, did they go back into this one? No, looks pretty similar. Maybe they darkened it up a little bit. Hard to say, but still, the shading is smooth. Just gonna have to.
What I am going to ask is, if you go back to the last picture,
sure,
would have been interested. Have they tattooed this over a curved surface, or have they just put it on there for photographic purposes?
Good point. Yeah.
Because there is a big difference, like we've discussed, and we've discussed it off camera. You sit there with your piece on a desk, hard surface underneath it, with a machine, and tattoo away, which is all good fun. It's all good practice. But at the end of the day, if that's all you ever keep doing when you transition over, you're going to find it really hard. Yeah. Because skin's not like that. And then you're just going to keep creating art on false skin using a machine. Now, if you start putting it on an inch-thick piece of foam or on a cushion or over a curved surface, bedroll, kitchen roll or whatever, that's all soft and squashy acts like parts of body, and then you try pulling straight lines and curved lines, it all acts totally different, and it will prep you better for going on to real skin.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and Steve Green, nice job, man. He's in the chat. Figure we just toss that out there.
Stevie.
Nice, hopefully you heard what we had to say. That kind of, take it to
Stevie,
another
it's
level
just on
kind of
there.
thing.
It's just on there for photo.
Yep. That's what he
from
said.
Stevie. So it's,
just on the handle. But nice stuff, Steve. Thanks for sending that in, man. And it's gonna be great to see you develop, because you're in that sweet spot right now where things are just gonna start. You know what I mean? You have a few more aha moments. Go ahead, Andy. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll ask him. Was that done with your Fold Pro, Steve?
Oh,
was that done? Did you? Because he's got the Mask Fold Pro, and I've just wondered whether he's actually done that with his Mask Fold Pro. Just me asking a question, just wanting to be thinking. Yes, it was.
Oh, it was. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Cool.
That's the one you're waiting on, right, Andy?
Yeah, should be here this week.
Nice. All right. Hi, sent in a mandala on True Skin before to be critiqued, and you guys said to work on consistency. Okay, so that's what I've been trying to do. That's awesome. That
good.
People are like listening and doing that. Anyhow, this will be my 4th month practicing line work. Awesome. Mostly on weekends because adulting sucks. Anywho, I know you don't like reading long emails, so this is my 3 most recent. Thank you all.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's see. Guess we'll start here. Oh yeah. Just real quick. I like it. Simple. It's clean. The lines are saturated nicely.
The black's in. It's stylistic.
Yeah, it has that cool look. It doesn't need any shading, and the fact that he is just working on lining and packing black, he's having decent success here with the piece that you just sent us. Very cool. Very cool.
Got some real nice line weight variations, which makes this piece.
Yes.
This is it's a nice piece. You can't take it away from that. And it's got the saturation in there and everything. So hats off to you. Still practicing your line work, working on bits like this. Yes, well done.
Yeah, well done. Like you said, that thick line around the outside mixed with the just nice, smart line weight work. I'm not gonna say it. Let's move on. Oh yeah, same here. All right,
same again.
Yeah, I love I appreciate the fact that he's working on lines and he's spending months working on those lines. There are still a few small things, but I'm sure you can probably tell, and a little bit up in here, a few small things, but love the stylized, the thick lines mixed with medium lines and a little small lines. Just adds a lot. I think for me, Andy, just looking at this, I wish we carried on a thick line just around the border of the face. I think that will push the face out, because what's popping out more to me than anything is the body, which is cool, but I wish the face was pushed forward as well. So maybe a thick line around the face would be cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get you there, Dave. But then I'm also looking that, yes, the actual torso and the legs are bold outlined, but his arms, his feet, and his head are all in the same lining. So I get that.
Yeah.
I've got one pet. I've got to admit, I think I've got one pet peeve on this, and it's super niggly, and it's just where the bold lines on the t-shirt come to the creases on the arms, and they go up and then come this way, and then you've got a shorter line going up, which if you just feathered that fatter line into the thin line instead of it being a sharp to a thin, it's just a pet peeve of mine. But other than this, his line work is not bad. There's a few little inconsistencies, but if you also look at it, it's not jagged. It's not all hesitant. It's quite smooth. He's got it in there for most places, and it's nice to see somebody that's just said, "That's it. I'm working on lines.
Yes,
I'm going to do small pieces. I want to get my line work. I want to improve it. I'm going to listen to what people are saying," and he's cracking on with stuff like this. And he's doing okay.
the saturation in this piece over here
Yeah.
is solid as well. But yeah, again, the fact that he's saying, look, I'm working on my lines right now. I'm not diddly down. I'm not worried about trying to color and do all this stuff. I'm working on my lines. I'm working on, and plus you're working on seeing stylizing stuff, making it appealing to the eye, even beyond the ability to tattoo, which is a skill in and of itself. So
Yep.
super cool, man. Super
Yep.
cool. So it's
Nice.
been a good. I'm gonna. This is some particle board, I think, underneath this fake wood here. But I'm gonna knock on wood and say we've had some pretty cool stuff today.
Yep.
Yep. Line work will teach you everything else. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I like that, Kyle. Here we go. All right, we got Ink by Esto. Ink by Esto. Hey guys, only been tattooing for 1 year. Let me know what you think. Ooh, all right. I must. We'll start here. Two.
Woof.
Yeah, that's. Oh, you know,
Yep.
very smooth. I love how smooth it is.
It's got some nice gradation going on.
Really nice. I guess the only thing that's bugging me right now, and it's not even, I guess, that big a deal, is just how lined that white is. And I think when it heals, that white's going to fade down a little bit. It's not going to look so like punch you in the face, liney like that. But everything's so smooth, and then we have these really like white spots.
Might
But
be better
I'm
off.
getting nitpicky, right? I think I am
Yeah.
for this person 1 year. I mean, I'm just probably just being jerk now.
This is, like I say, it's nice. The gradation's smooth. It's got a nice transitions. Difference on solid shading from to, shall we say, like a whip shading or stipple shading, more like a whip shading. But yeah, some of them places with some of that white would have been better off. Me personally would have probably been better off dotted in. Some of the lines work in some of the places. Some of it would have been nice if it had been dotted in. But really nice piece for a year in. Really nice piece.
Yeah. I think the person's probably happy with it. Fades nice.
And I'm assuming that this person, and I know it seems stupid when I say this, and I'm assuming that this person can actually draw well as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Has got a good background with actually drawing skills.
Yeah, they got some artistic bone in there because, you know, they properly put the different, they knew where to put darker, lighter, you know, and that is a bit of a thing that you can come into tattooing with, and will definitely help you out. There are some little things else, but again, oh geez, I didn't mean to zoom in.
No,
looks good.
I'm not even going to go bother because, like I say, it's just going to pick all this up as he goes along. He's 1 year in, and it's just going to work it out as he goes along.
I love the dimension in this one. How we have these swirls, the little, how they flow in and out. Super cool. Again, I think my only critique, the only thing and I know that I've done this a lot, and I've finally kind of moved away from it, is these bold white lines throughout to do the shading, to do the white portions. Nowadays, I put my white in like I would just the lightest tone. Wherever I know I want white, I would just go in with a small mag or something, and I will literally pack the white in or shade the white in. It's a little hard at first because you can't immediately see it, because when you go in with a liner, it's like, there it is. It's hard. It's packed in there. You kind of go back in, like Andy said, you can do some dots. Sometimes that's nice too. It takes away from that hard lines parts. But that's just my 2 cents on the white. Aside from that, love to enjoy this piece.
I'm really enjoying this piece. It's like you said, it's really nice. Transition all the way up it. Now, what I will say about white, I'll either mag it in. I do still use lines like this, and I still do use some white line in skulls like this. I'd use dot work. I've even used a combination of all in each one, but there's not a great deal that you can actually sit and critique for this person on this piece, because he's got himself to a point now that everything's okay and it's only experience. And the only way for experience is keep tattooing. Just keep tattooing, and it'll come along, and you get your own experience working on different skins, different skin types, different skin colors, different designs. And the more you do, the better you get. And this person is just going to go from strength to strength.
Yes, I agree with you, and love the texture too, the bits of texture in here as well. So yeah, just a cool.
And I stand by it after seeing this piece again, that this person can actually draw on paper as well.
Right. Yep. Yep. And it fits. I think it fits the body part pretty decently
Yeah.
as well. Ooh, we saved one. I
Ooh,
think might be the best for last. And funny enough, I say all that
this
about
is
the white, but I think the
cool.
white kind of works on this one though for some reason. I think,
This is cool.
yeah,
I'd
I
have this.
really like his eyes. How
Yeah, I'd
pushed
wear
back they
this.
are with that deep, rich black right up in here.
And the
Oh yeah,
folds and the creases and
yeah,
this scar. How he's got that. I know it's solid black. That scar's solid black with the white highlight, but then he's got
yeah,
some softer shading around the
yeah.
outside of it. And it just works. And you'll look at the top of the
I like
eyelids.
this piece a
Top of
lot.
the eyelids here, where he's gone from dark to a light grey to a highlighted and a white. And even inside around the pupils and that. This thing's it's sweet as is this
Yeah,
piece.
really quite. I really like it. Really, it's done in a style too that's like it's bold, right? Like you said, the
Yeah,
scars aren't overly done; they're just like solid black, but with that little bit of highlight. And again, I think this is where the style of white highlighting that he does it fits, it works because
yeah,
this is like a high contrast, punchy, and he's got the softness in there. He's got the smooth shades, depth, even over here in the cheeks, and he got that down in there as well.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Oh,
What do we got here? Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh yeah.
wow, this is detailed.
Yeah, it is. I think my camera has stopped working.
Yeah, it has. You've disappeared now, Dave. But this is cool. Even stripe across the face. It's got the curvature, the light spots, the dark spots as it had come across your face, and the creases, and then over the bridge of the nose, the
Yeah.
lips, and everything. It's just got that. It's managed to work out on the eye. It's got the the eyelashes, the nice dark, sharp eyelashes, and the openness with the grey. I mean that tiger's face.
Very nice.
It is nice.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
eyes, everything. This piece is sweet. And then you've got the black work.
Yeah.
What's looking like the Aztec black work round the outside of the tiger, and then it fades in with the shading. That is sweet, all the way up to what I'd say is pretty much like a Aztec / native. Well, it's more Aztec looking at the middle of the piece. But it's got so much detail in it, so much lovely shading, working with his tones, fine lines, dark lines, and his shading. This kid's on point.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm gonna be secretly quietly over here trying to fix my camera, but you said it all, Andy, because this is nice, man. Very nice. Love the details. Solid black around that side, and then this nice thick black border around the outside.
Yeah,
Really nice. Bunch of different techniques are in this piece. For
that's
1
right.
year, I'm jealous. I wish at 1 year I was doing stuff like
Yep.
that. What even yeah. Nice job. Very nice, man. Thank you for letting us check it out. And
Yeah.
again, so far so good, Andy. Today we're looking at some pretty
Yeah. I
nice
mean,
stuff.
as I said, it's been some really nice stuff.
Okay, next up, Kyle. Let's take a look, Kyle. Let's see what we got. We got he said first illustrative portrait. I don't know. LOL. All right. All right. Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this say down here? Hit
Like
height,
my fire.
light my fire. Huh,
Like
good
my
one.
fire, which I mean, I love that. I love that style of text, how it's
Mm-hmm.
done,
Right.
and everything under there. I mean,
Oh, the
can
skin
make
is
it out.
peeling off of the. I see the skin is
Yeah.
peeling off of the bones. Look, we got a little bit of a chest right
I,
here.
I understand that obviously the face is supposed to be half face, half off, flesh eating
Right.
off.
Right.
It's just, unfortunately, it's just a tiny, tiny little bit lost.
Yeah.
Just round the nose, especially on the face piece, just round the nose and the mouth. Yes, I can see it. If it had just been a tad darker, and same with the other side, so could just made the features out a little bit easier. Yes, like I said, I know what it's meant to be, and I totally get it. But if could have just picked them out a little bit, made it a tiny little bit easier to read in the face,
Yeah.
that that would have just made it a little bit easier for me. And
overall, I think it looks cool though.
It looks cool.
Give Kyle that. It is cool.
It's a cool piece, and I think a little bit of white in this would have helped it.
Yeah. You
know, especially with ribs
and stuff. Yeah.
Bones on ribs, especially when you come to using bones. Little white highlights in this would have so far pulled this forward, even in the eye on the good side of the face.
Yeah,
just a tiny little bit of white. I'm not saying go mad with it. Would have pulled it. Separated it backwards and forwards. But like I say, it's a nice piece.
Agreed.
Just little bits here and there.
Yeah.
Nothing major. But again, all this is going to come with experience and practice, and just, shall we say, how can you say, experimenting.
Yeah, experimenting.
It's just that's all it's going to come with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're back, Dave.
Oh, that was random. I didn't do anything.
but yeah, just a little bit of white, and then just a little bit of experimentation.
Yeah, but I think you're right. A little bit of white, and Kyle did say he's going to be doing another session on that, so it'd be cool to see a little bit of that white in there and whatnot. Yeah. Overall, I think we both agree it's a nice piece, though. I mean, it's nothing bad. Just like Andy said, just some spots you can improve upon, experiment with. I think you can still experiment on clients. I mean, within reason. We don't want to go wild. Yeah, calculated experimenting is something I do every day.
I do it all the time.
Every day. And then you just sometimes I'll just do a little taste of it, and it's like, oh, nope, that didn't work. It's not working out. That technique's not working. Back to what I know.
Yeah, but,
cover that.
But it's like I said. I mean, Cal's in comments. Cal, I mean, it's fine. It's sound, but just because you're working with bone work and bones, you generally associate bones and bones being white. So a little bit of white it will make a massive difference to your piece, Kyle. You'll be surprised. Just popping, and it don't have to be loads and loads of it. You know what I mean? Just on higher sides of bones, just picking some highlights out, this, out, and other. It'll just pull your piece out of your client's skin even further, and it'll be spot on, buddy.
Yeah. Well, this next one is from Larry Rush. All right, Larry, we don't know anything about you, but we will click on your tattoo fake skins here and take a quick look. I'm just going to kind of roll over them somewhat quickly. We'll note the fake skin he's using is not of a very good fake skin, so it's going to be difficult to get good results. I don't know how long he's been at it, but considering the fake skin and whatnot, some of these lining pieces aren't horrible. There's potential here. I can see potential here. Definitely gonna have to keep working at it because it's saturation, and again, that thin fake skins, it's tricky. But we need a little bit, Jesus, a little bit more saturation here. Like I can't zoom in any further. Over here, it's really nice and dark, but we get a little bit lighter through here, a little lighter here. I think the thickness is consistent, just not. Depth isn't quite there, and again, it could have a lot to do with the fake skin they're on there.
Yeah, this seems to be the better out of the pieces.
Right, I think they just kind of missed the one that spot symmetry on the cross. You know what I mean, Andy? Symmetry is always going to be the thing. I think that's where it's kind of lost here. Is maybe the stencil got away from you, maybe your lines got away from you, but the spots are always going to be symmetry from this side to this side, from here to here.
Yeah. And I understand what he's tried to do with the cross. I've like the 1, 2, 3 layers of it, so it steps back, each time, so it's raised up, and you've got efforts there. We have, like you said, crosses, massive on symmetry. If you don't nail your symmetry on your cross, forget doing a cross. It's like circles, it's like geometric. It's all in the detail. Some of the line work is a little bit wobbly. You can see some hesitation as they're pulling lines, this, that, and other. But then again, he hasn't given us much information as to how long he's been tattooing or anything.
True.
So
could be a week.
Some of these outlines could probably go in with a 9-round shader. Blow some of these outlines in, especially on the outer one. It will make it look a lot better. But yes, like we said, the cheap fake skin is not going to do you any favors whatsoever
No.
on this.
No, get yourself some decent fake skin, real skin, pound of flesh, something like that. I know it's a bit more expensive, but you're trying to do something that equates to putting permanent work on somebody, so
Even the cheaper,
thicker stuff.
thicker stuff.
Yeah.
We'll take a line and take ink better than this stuff. This thin stuff does.
Absolutely.
So.
All right. This is from Peter. He's been tattooing for 5 months now, and he's 19 years old. All right. That's what we got. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh,
well,
yeah, the line
so you are
decent. I mean, there's a couple up here, but man, geez, Louise, Dave, speak where it matters. Yeah, I think he really hit the mark on him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his black in his butterfly, and he's got his white in the bottom flowers, and nice little hints of shading in the bottom flower with a little bit of white, super dark in between. I think where the body, it's got the shape of the body. It's not just dumped on there.
Yeah.
In the tail, in the body of the butterfly, he's got some nice shading. We scroll to the top of it. This is where it's got away from a little bit. It's just the fine. But it looks like he's used a really fine liner to do some of this.
Right.
And some of the lines up here have just got away from him a little bit. They're a little bit scratchy, a little bit double bang. But as a whole, 5 months in, I tell you what, you've done bloody well.
Yeah.
You've done really well.
I will say these white dots right here, they're probably not going to be sticking around. I think these bold ones throughout here probably will, but these ones here, you might have a hard time. Don't be alarmed if they heals out and you really can't see them. Sometimes it's just the nature of it, especially being on the hand right there in that bending zone. But I mean, you can touch it up if you want. Most of the time, the client's not really going to be too worried about a few white dots that aren't there. Yeah, it's nice. Nice job, man. Nice job. Yeah, that saturation was nice in that black too. All righty. Uh-oh.
We've seen this one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, hopefully the stream's working out okay. I keep freezing, and hopefully it's not complete garbage right now.
I think I'm still bobbing around somewhere.
I can still see you, Andy. So that's a plus. As long as one of us is still here, and
one of us is here.
The screen.
We can still hear though, Dave.
Okay, that's good. All right, first rose, black and gray and color. What up, guys? I've been tattooing for about 2 weeks. All right. This is my first rose and color work on real skin. Second image is my black and gray. Awesome channel. All right. So what did they say? 2 weeks? All right. Let's see what we got here.
Okay. Very red.
That's as far in as I can zoom in. So I know everybody's going to have a harder time seeing this thing.
It's very tonal, very red.
Exactly.
There's, from the angle of this photograph, what I'll say is I can't see much separation between the colours. What this should have, you could have gone from a blood red through to a ruby red. This would have benefited from, as mad as it seems, a little bit of pink and a little bit of white in them leaves.
Yep.
I wouldn't bother with any black because I understand what he's going for, the realism. So don't use black. What you can use, you could have got a fine liner with some black, and instead of completely lining it, putting hints of lines on corners, edge, bit halfway up, leaves, as if it's casting a shadow onto that side, maybe a 3-round liner, just to edge off a little piece. But the main part is you're not leaving enough separation between your colours, and your choice of colours for this rose, like I say, should have gone. And it's like I say to a lot of people, you got one red from a really, really deep red, don't just jump to your next red. Skip a tone, go to your next red, then skip a tone, go to your next red or a pink, because then you're going to have plenty of separation in between your colours. But if you do need to mix a deeper colour, you've got the two colours there that you can dip in one, dip in the other, or make a tone somewhere in between them. I mean, Cal's put skin breaks at everything when doing roses. not necessarily. If I understand, not necessarily. If he's going for a realism, you can do a solid coloured rose in realism with colours, and I've seen them red roses done. You've got to look at your colours because they will have a bit of pink in. They might have a tiny little bit of purple in them, and so on and so forth. And these are the things that you've got to look with your eyes and pull them out and actually use them and trust what you're seeing on your reference picture. So what you're putting on there.
I think white, Andy, in my opinion, if nothing else, I think it's missed the mark of realism. So the closest thing for this would be, in my personal opinion, if you could only add 2 more colors, I would add white, and actually I would add black, even though you're suggesting not because you're going for the realism. But looking at this piece, if I could go back, just a bit more black, actually, and just really finish off some of these spots where it's just a little bit of black coming in. And then where you have that lighter tone, I would just put some white in, literally pack some white right in there. I mean, obviously you can't go over top of red now with that, but that's what I would do. But you're right. You could use full colors. You could go pinks. You could have a lot of fun with this piece as well.
Yeah,
but if you
had super deep red and a bit of purple, and then some pinks and some white, and job would have been done.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guess we have a black and gray one too.
Oh, cool.
Okay. It's done different. It pretty much is done the same as it was with color. They just left the color out. Because what appears to me, and there might be a couple, you know how it goes, Andy, like you said, you can have 2 reds, but if they're so similar, they might look like they're 2 different colors in the bottom, but when you put them into the skin or fake skin, they're so close together that you don't get any contrast. Where pretty much to me, it looks like this black and gray one, they pretty much took their color and just added color to it, and that's what got them the red one. I don't know. It's like the same piece we just looked at, only without the color in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's missing all its other shades.
Yeah. I mean, the black and grey one is easier to read as a rose because it's got the open space. But if it had got the colour in and it had got the colour right, I would have preferred the colour one. But you know my take on it. I'm a colour person anyway, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll take colour over black and grey any day.
Yeah. Where I would take black and gray over color any day. I just like you, Andy. We do both, but definitely have preferences. So yeah, I agree with you on that one, 100%. But hopefully that person, I think they probably got to learn a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
So
right, you're gonna have to just do a static review, Dave. I just need to
go ahead, Andy.
1 minute.
All right. Hey, David and Andy, it's Remy again. I've been tattooing for almost 2 months, self-taught. Let me know what you guys think. Okay. All right. Which one are we looking at? We saw that one. So this is the new one for today. What else we got? All right. Yeah. Okay. So we looked at that one the other day, Remy. We really did love just how bold the line work was and how clean it was. The shading inside, tonal. We went over that last week. So here we have another piece. Again, the lining is pretty stinking nice, man. Throughout most of all of this, it's decent. Up through here, there's a few little spots, but again, not a big deal. What I really like is just how saturated the black is. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to get smooth. It takes time, which I'm sure you're aware of by now. And the problem you see a lot is people try to rush putting color and rush putting black in, rush these things because you think it's like coloring in with a marker or something. It's not. It's time consuming. And to get a nice solid saturation takes time. And I think you did a nice job here, man. Again, not a lot of craziness going on here, keeping it simple and working out the little things early on before we go wild and try to do a whole lot of things. So again, I really appreciate what you're doing here and how you're doing it, man. So, excuse me. Again, sorry, my camera is malfunctioning, but it is what it is. We move on. So again, nice job, man. Appreciate you sending those in. And again, just a couple months in, you're practicing right. You're doing things the right way. It's appreciated. You guys, do me a favor. Give the stream a like. I don't even know where we're at. Not that it really matters all that much. 55, sure. Give the stream a like, guys, if you're here. If you can, let's go on. Scarlet Joy. We got, hey guys, thank you for the review and thoughts about the tattoo. Artist friend of mine last time, he made a new one, and I like to know what you think about it. He makes tattoos since 7 years. Thank you guys. Sorry for bad English. Greetings from Germany. All right. Well, thanks for being here. I'm going to read this one more time. Hey guys, thank you for the review and thoughts about the tattoo artist friend of mine. Okay, so you're submitting work from your tattoo artist friend. He's been doing it for 7 years. All right, let's take a look. Okay. Well, I do like this piece. Assuming it's not a family member or anything. Gosh, I hope it's not, because this person looks kind of got wrinkly and rough, and hope it's not your mom or something. But if it is, and that's what I'm digging myself a hole here. Nonetheless, it's well done. The shading is nice in it. The everything looks proportionate. Maybe the nose just a wee bit there. But the teeth in here, the mouth, there's no solid lines. We got a lot of texture in there, like as far as the wrinkles in the eyes and underneath it and across. Overall, nicely done. Even some bit of the highlights in the hair, but lips are smooth. Again, there's no hard line throughout the lips there. Maybe a thin one at the bottom, which is all you really need. We let the hair silhouette the face. Yeah, nice piece. Again, let's see. But if this is a portrait, was this? Yeah, okay. So the only thing here, Andy, is I don't know. They didn't say whether this was someone's mom or whatnot. I'm hoping this is like a zombie kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't actually a portrait,
Right.
because it wouldn't do justice. It looks aged beyond its time. Does this? But if you was going for, shall we? Well, I'm not even going to say it. But if you're going for that type of look, now,
Yeah.
Some of the transitions and some of the shading, it looks smooth.
Yeah.
And that in this, they've captured, but we've got no reference to go on.
No, that's insane. I don't know if it's meant to be this way, or they were looking at the reference photo and going like, oh yeah, let me get those, every one of those little wrinkles under your eye, and then when it was all said and done, they're like, huh, okay. So it's right on the chest. I don't know.
It is. I mean, I've just got eyes. Left eye looks higher than right eye. They just look a little bit off to each other, do the two eyes. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just.
Yeah. I think it's close. Like it's close to being.
It's something.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's something, right. But we just don't know what it is. Because we couldn't see. I just pray and fingers crossed that, like you say, it's not somebody's loved one or the mum or whatever, and it is meant to be a piece. Because unfortunately, if it is somebody's loved one, they could have done them a little bit more justice.
Yeah. I think that's. Well, I think we danced around that one long enough. We're gonna call it good. Next up, Ink by Esto. Here's a few more. Oh, Esto.
Oh yeah, cool.
All right, damn Esto. I'm not gonna spend as much time on these because they're good, but I do want to look at them. Right, I want everybody to be able to take a look at these because they're nice. They're nice, and you know what? Your white highlights are growing on me because it's just real contrasty, you know.
And it looks like it's his style.
Yeah.
How it does them. I mean,
dabble
this has
with a little bit of shading with your white, though. I would definitely dabble in it. Don't be afraid to try it.
His Aztec work's nice.
Yeah.
It's smooth. Cool. I like this.
Very nice.
This kid, he knows. Okay. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yep. I guess that I'm just not a fan of this hard white lines.
No, it doesn't work on this one. Unfortunately, I will agree with you there. This hard white lining round there, it's just fallen a little bit short. Some places it works.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
He did do some
on this one.
There.
Right I mean,
the teeth, it works okay. I love the hair. I really do like how this hair has such movement to it. I'm envious of that nice movement in the hair for sure. But I do like
still a nice piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still a nice piece. And that, but yeah, I mean,
it's awesome.
Around the collar and everything, the white lining on some of the collar work and his shirt works. Some of it's there's a bit much in places. Instead of doing a full white line, it could just do a bit of a white line, give it a break, and then a little bit of a white line, which would just take your eye off being so much. But it's still nice. I'm not going to take away from how good his work is.
Yeah, for sure.
By any means.
No, I think he fantastic job, man. Ooh, I
Oh,
like this.
fullback.
I like this. Oh, I like the shading in it too.
This is
Super
yeah,
envious.
this is good.
I
mean, I'm looking at this. His scale works nice.
Yeah, it's very smooth. These small lines are smooth. Again, we have contrasting line weights. Again, this is the way we were talking about, like a lot of leaves. This is a nice way to do a leaf, if you're just
outside
for
and
like
then inside.
Right. It gives that look of light coming across and hitting into the two surfaces.
Yeah.
But again, that the white highlighting works again in this piece.
The red eyes are also, just even though the solid bullet red, it works. It's cool. And his contrast between his lights, his darks, his whip shade and everything, he's got it nailed.
Nice
it's
job.
a really, really slick piece, is this.
I really love how smooth the color blending is, or just how it's whipped out again. And all right, so the white highlighting I think works right in his hand. I do like these hard white lines there. It works here. I really do like the butterfly as well. The nose, I'm not digging the hard white lines, but the cheeks, it works. I think even the eye can get away with it. Not a big fan on the eyebrows, but again, it's just the white highlights in some spots. Like, I love the work, man. I truly like it.
I love how he's done the fan with the red and the black. The hair, I think the hair's gorgeous. How he's done the hair, it looks
so
gorgeous. And I tell you what's his name? Esto. This is my type of tattoo. I would wear this all day long. I'd have had this splattered straight up the back of my leg. You know what I mean?
What is this? What body part is this? Oh, this is on the leg. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I'd have had this on my leg in a breath. This is a slick piece.
Absolutely.
Top work, man.
Is this ink?
I think it's him that's only a year in.
A year? Who the heck?
Yeah, he's only a year in.
I didn't even get that many cool like that. That's large. People weren't offering up that much skin space at that time. So an entire back as well. That's nice to have people willing to. But I guess if they've seen some of the stuff you're putting out in an early, I mean, why not? Sent in the skull with flowers last week. Appreciate your guys' feedback. Here's my first practice using a round shader to align. Cheap skin still, unfortunately. Ooh,
okay.
Right. Oh, nice.
Well, I'll tell you what. Between fake skin, you have punched some crispy black lines in.
Yeah.
You can tell he's used a round shader for lining because there's a few little open spots in them lines.
Right.
But that's going to be down to the skin, the fake skin that he's using.
Right.
It's nice. It's simple. And it made a nice job with that round shader.
Yeah, absolutely. And then put the nice thinner lines in the middle of the pizza.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah, nice job.
Wait, let me make sure. Okay, there's only one. Nice job. Okay, next up. Hey, we're doing pretty good here, guys. We're going to make it. We're going to make it because we got about 30 minutes left. So we got Paradox. Hello, Dave. Hello, Andy. I just want to improve my work. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, whatever. Thank you, guys. Something like that. I can't read it. I can't even get the words out. All right. Little risque.
Nothing with that.
PG channel, guys. I'm just kidding. She's missing. I cannot look at the fact that her leg is just like cut off. I'm just joking because clearly you got to stop the piece somewhere, right? Or you're just going to keep going down legs.
No, it curls up and the foot goes out back at arm.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I see her foot right now sticking out on a knee. I was just thinking like, man, just took her legs off like that. All right.
No, you see, I can't. So I didn't care. I'd have this tattoo and I'd have it on the inside of my forearm. Ooh. I'd let them put this on the inside of my forearm. No problem. I'd have had this tattoo as well. It's a nice tattoo. The composition's nice.
Yeah, that's it for sure.
Nice the bit of dot work, bit of stipple shading, bit of solid black. It's in proportion. Like you said, a little bit risque, but I like it. I really do like this piece.
I like the different shades they have. They left a lot of open skin, but gave it a little bit of like texture and whatnot.
Yeah,
And then in the lingerie things, whatever those things are called, they even added a little bit of like stippling texture there as
yeah,
well. Different shades. Up in the wings, it's not just one noted. We got a few other things going on. Yeah, nice piece. You see pieces
yeah,
like this in this style, and they are nice. Okay, I'll see what we got here. Well, I like this too. I like this. Yeah, a little filler. Looks like they already had a
yeah.
piece here, a little snake wrap around the wrist coming up. I like the style it's done in personally. Um, yeah, cool. Kind of hard to see all of it. Maybe
It
the
is.
next photo.
It's a little bit
Oh,
hard.
no,
Oh, look,
I'll just jump
delicate
to the next
piece.
one. Okay, yeah, we're showing off some lining here. It is tricky. Circles are tricky.
Yep.
Circles are tricky. I think you've done a pretty decent job though, because
Yeah.
again, circles are just hard, and for the most part, you got it here, right? You got it. Here we are zoomed in on your photo, so we're gonna see it a bit more. I guess this is supposed to be like different planets. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Some sort of planetary thing. It's
Uh,
like I say, it's pretty slick.
yeah, it's not
Circles are
bad.
hard. Circles are
Mhm.
hard. Couple of little things, but other than that, it's pretty slick. He's got some nice straight lines in there as well too,
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
which he pulls off. All good.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, I like this dog. Oh, this is nice. Maybe the eyes are a little straightforward, but that's probably what the image looks like. I remember drawing a dog one time, and I got to the eyes, and it was you're like, man, it just seems too simple. They're just like two ovals, but it is what it is, right? But I
yeah.
think it looks
It's
nice.
a
I like the
nice.
simpling.
It's a nice soft. It's a soft piece. Is this one?
Yeah, yeah, looks
And
nice.
it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It is nice, and it's nicely done. I think what you're saying with the eyes, yes, but I'm just wondering whether it's because the eyes look to be a little bit harder,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
a bit more
yeah,
hard and a bit more stark than
right.
the rest of the piece. But hey, I'm sure whoever's wearing it loves it,
Oh,
and
absolutely, man,
that's
absolutely. And it did not pop out. It doesn't pop out at you, right? You're looking at this, you're like, oh, that's nice. What pops out is
yeah.
just it just works, right? Just works. Oh, wow, we did get a front view
Oh,
of that. Okay.
got a little stitch sat on its back.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't it looks upside down. I don't know what it's supposed to look, but it looks like this. I don't know. Who knows? It could be any kind of
I don't
snake
know.
creature, you know? But it
Snake.
has a lot of cool little textures, and lines look really
Mm,
smooth, and yeah, it's a nice job. Oh, okay, we already looked at that one. Paradox, thanks for sending these in, man. Very cool. Love the style. A mixture of things, really.
mm.
Especially that dog thrown in there. That was cool
That
to
was
see.
nice.
Yeah, we got a full range of skill there. So very cool, inspiring. Ah, Todd. All right, here's a few of the fake skins I did when I started tattooing again. Thanks, guys. Big Dog and No Color. So this is Big Dog in the chat. No color. I get it. Ooh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I like it. Look how consistent these lines are,
yeah.
specifically in this flower here. Actually,
And is
all of it
it?
very consistent lining.
Am I am I right? Is it Big Dog that did like a lot of traditional stuff?
I do believe
Uh,
we have seen
I
Big
think,
Dogs in the past
yeah.
working at it
Um,
again, and
and he
I
done
think
some
he
bullet.
used
We've
his
seen some,
tattoo as well, and he's getting back
yeah,
into it. Yeah, you can
um,
tell he's got it's still in the still
yeah,
got it.
yeah. It's slick. I mean, the line works slick, isn't it? Nice
Hmm.
curves,
Yeah,
nice
for sure.
points. Everything seems to follow around. You know, your curves, parallel lines. Everything seems to be following.
Hmm.
Um, Looks like they've been messing around with different styles for either dot work or a bit of, shall we say, whip shading in
Yeah,
these.
yeah.
Um,
And I think it's
and
good to note that again. Hopefully, I'm not speaking out on my behind, but I believe Big Dog here was, excuse me, tattooed a while back and is getting back into it. And you can
yeah,
see he has the ability, right? But he's still practicing on fake skin. I just think it's a
yep,
testimony to people who want to just skip this stage and just go, because I hear all the time, fake skin's nothing like real skin, and you're not wrong. It's just that you can learn a lot, on this before you start hitting the real
Yeah.
skin,
And
So
you're not dropping the ball on
yeah,
somebody's skin and virtually marking them for life.
right, 100%.
Again,
Again,
bulletproof line work.
right. I think we took the words from each other
Reggie.
there. Just very nice, very nice.
Yeah, some nice little dot work going on in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like the effect he got here. And look at
yeah,
this. It's built into the piece, because you didn't just line it and then go back over top. It was thought out.
no,
So we have an opening here for this to flow through, an opening here, an opening here. Yeah, smartly done. Thought out. It's like the wind is around it all over. And these lines are just so stinking crisp.
yeah, and you can tell he's got his eye on the ball. He's
Yeah,
got an attention for detail.
right.
And you look at the straight lines, you look at the parallel lines, and everything's kept apart and kept as even as
Yeah.
everything as you can do, and it's not all over the place. It's great. It's really good.
And everybody talks about that. I say everybody, it's really not the right words to use, but a lot of people will comment, and a lot of the videos I get, and they want to do traditional work. And I think they have a thought process that somehow traditional is like really easy, but I disagree, because you have to have good traditional work. You have to have nice, solid line. You got to be able to
Yeah,
pack really crisp, smooth color. And there's not a lot going on all the time. So what you have has to be on the spot.
yeah.
And I
It's
think he's showing what
you.
he can do.
You got to be bulletproof with traditional work. You got
Yeah.
to be able to pack consistent, bold lines,
Hmm.
solid colours, solid blacks, solid colours, and it's slow and time consuming.
Yes.
That's
Yes, it
that.
is.
And if you're not prepared to sit there and just spend forever doing it, then it's not for
Mm.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this person says, if one line is off, it will throw the entire traditional piece off as well.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. And the level at which that line is off will determine how much it throws it off, because obviously even good traditional artists are still human, and there's make mistakes, but we don't see them unless they're serious enough. And look, he even threw in a doing like a realistic dog portrait here, and it's a dark dog, but he's been able to capture different values, which I thought is really nice.
It is, but it's not on the same. I don't think this is on me personally. I don't think it's on the same. And if I remember rightly from earlier ones, this is he was just dabbling in this, and just getting into
Yeah,
this side of it,
he
because
was.
it were mainly traditional. And what was it? Yes, it's a dark dog, but it could have benefited from some separation between the really dark tones. And sometimes with stuff like this, when it's really dark, you've got to take liberties, put maybe just a little bit lighter tone than what's showing in a photo in for the tattoo to read properly, and leave a
True.
little bit more open space to get it. I think it's just a little bit too dark for my liking.
Right.
There could have just been a few more lighter tones and super dark tones, and just a bit more separation between it. But then again, would it have been realistic, or would it have been more illustrative if he'd have done it that way? I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's not bad.
No, I agree with you. I do. What I really like, what pops out the most, is probably because it is the lightest spot, or the teeth.
Yep.
Then packed buck, yeah, back in there a little bit. Yeah, but I think you're right though, Andy. Just a few spots. Wouldn't need much. Maybe around some of these creases here, where we
Yeah.
just get a little bit of either a full on. You can only have to put a white highlight. You can just do a skin break, right? That's like one step below a highlight in a few spots here. But to be dabbling in this, smart move, man, because you're over here killing it on these crisp lines, this traditional style, and to at the same time be honing your skills in another area. Smart move, man. It's looking good, dude. Overall, nice stuff. All right. Next up is Richard. Guys, give the stream a like if you haven't already. Appreciate you. Here we go.
I've got a critique piece there, I don't left.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was reading the chat. Let me know what you think. Okay, so Richard didn't really tell us much. So I think we'll start with this piece, the one he did from the thing. All right, what kind of skin are we on? A very,
That is a
very
super,
thin, cheap
that
fake
is the really
skin.
super cheap
So
fake
with
skin.
that being said, I will give him a little credit because it's not horrible considering the fake skin. Like if we go and look at these lines again at the top here, we got decent separation, which is just some telltale signs that he's trying, even through here, it's symmetrical. It's relatively symmetrical. I definitely see issues with the lining, definitely with the
Yep.
color. I mean, we have a solid green. The lines around the leaves aren't necessarily the greatest. It's not fantastic. It's not great, but you know what? It has potential.
Yeah, and
One
it's
thing I'll note, and then I'll let you do your thing on this one, Andy. But the saturation of the lines, I think, is one of the biggest things that falls short
that's the
here when it
skin.
comes to lining. It's
I've
part of
tattled
that
this
fake
skin.
skin, huh?
I've
You
actually
just
tattled
can't
this same
saturate it,
skin.
huh?
Yeah, I've actually tattled this skin, and some of this one, the white, really thin white stuff. It's got a bit of a rough feeling to it as this skin. It's super hard to clean off. Baby oil does clean it off, but it's super hard to clean off. It stains for fun, does this stuff. And trying to saturate this skin, I'll even take my hat off to him for as much green and red solid he's got in there on this skin. But yes, you're right. There is line issues. There is saturation issues, double passes on lines, and that. But the general shape is still there.
Right.
It's and everything. The little, if we go into it, it's got just above the heart, the parallel lines that run down from under the jewel. They are parallel.
Yeah.
And then if you go further up to just under the handle, the curved part that comes down towards the mandala bit, that's pretty even.
Yeah.
So it has got some good redeeming features in this, but some of the line work does take the fact that it's had multiple passes, and this may be the skin. Unfortunately, I would really, really bail on this skin.
Absolutely.
You're not going to go anywhere. It's going to be soul destroying because you think you're just not getting any better, but this skin is utter garbage.
Yeah, if you think about the time spent on this piece, probably working on this, it's worth the money to get something better to practice on. You know what I mean? It's probably got, especially in the beginning, this is probably hours. Yeah, you're gonna benefit a lot from a good fake skin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab something to drink, Andy, and I will.
Yeah, no
Is this a
problem.
decent spot right here?
Yeah, leave
You
it
see
there.
all right?
This one, like I say,
Be right back.
I think actually this one is a little better than your first piece. Again, your skin, it's the cheapest of the skins, but it's a little bit better than the white stuff. Your line work, again, needs some work. You have got some nice redeeming lines like the back of the neck, that flowing short arch across the back of the neck. Looks like you've managed to pull that in one pass, and it's quite smooth. Under the front of the neck looks like a nice smooth curve. I will give you bonus points for on the hand, the nails. Yes, people forget that nails do come off the end of the fingers, and for some reason want to leave them short and think that the fingers come pat over, and it looks like somebody's chewed the nails all the way down the fingers. You have got some nice darks in there in some good places, but this is where this skin and this cheaper skin is going to let you down. You're never going to achieve a good gradation between a dark to a light in this skin. It's just going to be so hard for you to do. But best thing you could do for this, even just move on to a cheaper 3mm thick skin. it's going to help you out no end, especially for your line work and your saturation on your line work. But like I say, you have got some good lines in this. There is some stuff that's off, but we can see that you're working at it. And I mean, I don't know what you're thinking here, Dave.
Oh, I'm assuming you probably hit most of it. The shading is not, it's not bad. I mean, it's not the greatest. It's a little dark in some spots. The hand looks a little funky for some reason. And the lips and nose are a little rudimentary. But I'm sure if I just start talking about it, I'll probably just repeat a lot of things. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
like
I said, no, I've given him kudos because, especially for the hands, the nails. So many people forget that the nails come off the nails come off the end of the fingers. All right, they're not in the greatest shape, they're the greatest point because they're very pointed. But so many people forget, especially when they're using shorter nails, that your nails come to end of your fingers.
Yeah, we saw that earlier today too.
Yeah,
and like a weird.
They're halfway. So many people think that they're halfway down your finger, and your finger will bubble over, and then quarter of an inch down your finger, your nails start. It isn't. You look at your own nails. Nails start on. They virtually come to end of your finger.
Right.
It's a big problem that you see people doing that with the nails. But like I'm just saying, on the back, that one line that comes down the back of the neck, which is a short, long, shallow swoop. It's a nice line.
It is. They got some nice lines here. They do have some nice. And what I really also do like just is if you look at these leaves down here, and I can't go zoom in any further, but there's a lot of texture or like thin lines in here. And those lines don't have to be like buttery crisp as long as they're straight or smoothish. You know what I mean? They are pretty straight and relatively smooth. And I like all that little bit of detail because overall, those little details add up to be a lot of details. But it's just other things, it's going to take time. You're going to have to do stuff like this a lot. And you're going to slowly see little wins. Those little wins are going to build up over time until, things start to overall work better, right? But I look forward to seeing more as you go along. Get yourself some better fake skin, and I think you're gonna appreciate that a little bit more. Next up is Archulator. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we did look at some of Archulator's pieces, I think, last week. All right. Let's see. Starting third week with my tattoo machine. Hi guys. Sending you my first finished fake skin. You advised to go with something less black. Okay. So one round liner on real skin, not so forgiving as cheap one. Oh, okay. So they're on real skin this time using a one round liner, and they're saying it's not so forgiving as the cheap one. As you can see, from the ugly scars. Pen is for size comparison. Okay. So I do remember these from last week.
I remember this one. These were lovely.
Wait, there's even more this time. Gosh, even if you don't do like light shades or mid shades, it's still really cool just the way you naturally do stuff or the way you like to do stuff because these are cool and they're well done. They're well done.
They are.
Sure, on this circle there's a few little wiggle wobbles, but hey, I mean it's a circle and there's two of them next to each other. For the most part, that's on point, man. Yeah, these are nice. Really love this rose over here. We see how this rich, dark, deep down in there, a little bit of mid-grade shading or whatever you want to call it, and then openness, and then a little bit back into it to give it more dimension and shape. Lovely. Yep. So we're gonna jump to the one that they really
no.
Okay. It is small though. If we're looking at this, look how small this pen is though. I mean,
I mean, this is small, isn't it, with a one round liner?
Yeah.
You can see it in some of the exterior line work. You use one. The smaller the liner you go, it's always going to exaggerate anything on your lines.
Right.
But I know we said to it was out you later, this one, isn't it? I know we said to out you later that some lighter, lighter shading. Yes, this is lighter shading.
Mm-hmm.
But what is also and he has put it in, but what he has also forgot, even when you do when you're doing some lighter shading, you're still gonna need some dark in it, and you've got a few darks in places, but you've just got to be a bit more selective and open. But it's a nice tiny little piece, is this? And I can see what he's saying about the stars, but I won't beat you sent over about that. You're using a 1 round liner.
Right. Maybe try a 3 tight, man. That way.
Yeah, 3 tight or a 003.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, use a 003. No 8 or a no 83, whichever one you want to call it.
Right.
But like I say,
but that is small. It is small. I'm glad they put through that pen in there for size, because I'm looking at a pen that has, I know my camera is off and you can't see anything because it's acting stupid, but nonetheless, I'm looking at the same style pen, same size pen and whatnot. And yeah, that is small, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool that you've gone ahead and gone from this style and say, you know what, I'm going to go dabble with this style, which is cool. And you're finding out that those tiny lines are tricky, but you're practicing it now. You're on the real skin, like you said, a little less forgiving. But I think overall you came out with a decent result. There's different textures, there's different shades, different levels. So nice job. I think. Go ahead.
No, it's massively lighter from his previous work. I will give him that. It is. You've really taken it and gone a lot lighter, because you're predominantly black in your previous work, and just a bit of dabbling, and you'll realise it's just a little bit of dabbling and a bit of practice as to maybe not putting as many strokes in your stipple work to get that lighter. To get that lighter tone, but it's still good work. You know what I mean? It's still nice work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's totally legible.
Yeah, and again, it's tiny, and I think you as a person there, what was her name? Art you later. I think that just as you develop, you're going to improve with this. Nothing I'm going to really tell you is going to be profound for you, but I think just doing more experimenting outside of what you've already done, because you have some cool stuff happening here, which is already fun. So now, you know what I mean? Just go and dabble, experiment. That's literally all it's about. And if you're on fake skin, you're going to be just fine. So totally look forward to seeing what you send us next time. Art you later. Yeah, sweet stuff. All right, guys, we got about 15 more minutes.
Then, do you want to quickly chuck challenge piece up again, and then we can do it at the end.
Let's say that you want to go over the.
Sure, do you want to throw? Yeah, because a few people in, 50 odd people in. I don't know if people have seen it or not.
Good point. All right, guys, right here. Oh, let me jump over to that. Let's see. So here we have is the next week's tattoo challenge. Thank you for reminding me, Andy, because next week will come. We'll have like nobody because I didn't say anything. So next week's challenge is going to be this piece sent to us by Andy himself. And he has tattooed this already, so he already kind of knows what can be done with it and what not. But nonetheless, in the description below, there is a link that will take you to a Google Drive. Click on that link. Again, it'll take you to a Google Drive. Take you to this image. You can download this image, stencil this image, tattoo this image on fake skin, real skin, pig skin, whatever. And you can do it any way you want to do it. Line weights, color, black and gray. It's yours. Do what you want to do with it. Then you're going to email it to the email right below that link. So in the description, there's another email. It's called tattoomesomething@gmail.com. You're going to send this email, this finished piece, to that email address, and that will guarantee you a critique. You don't have to be live when you send it in. You send it in whenever you're done, and we will critique it next week. So next week's going to come. We're going to start off by taking a look at all the pieces that were submitted for the week. We'll critique all those. Then we'll jump over to the artmesomething@gmail.com and go through your work there. So again, guys, this is a fun one. I think there's so much you can do in here. You got flowers, different line weights to mess around with, background you can put in. I mean, it's just whatever. Something that you guys can have fun with and see what other people do compared to your own, yada, yada. I don't need to explain it anymore, I don't think. But again, guys, go check that out. Link in the description to check this piece out and get her done. Okay, well, let me pull that back up so it's up. And now we are going to jump back over here, guys. We get to the right email. Here we go. All right, next up. Just checking the E. All right, good to go. Mekhi? Yeah. All right. Hey, man, I've sent in work before, but here's some recent work. I've been tattooing for about a year, if that. All right. So, about a year, if that. So, we got a bit of different stuff here. We're going to start over here. I got to zoom in because it's kind of hard to see. But from what I can tell, aside from some of these lines being a little light and undersaturated, they seem relatively smooth.
They
Yeah,
do. I mean,
they do seem
we've got a
smooth.
bit of glare, but this looks like it's on darker skin as
Yes.
well. So it's not going to quite stand as much. Because, like you say, some of these lines are quite smooth and some of them are saturated.
Right.
It's quite a minimalistic piece, and
It is.
line works out on show for everybody to see. I'm not quite sure what it is, other than I know
I
it's
think
got
it's a
some flowers at the
girl's
top.
face with hair, maybe her arms in the air turning into flowers, maybe.
I don't know.
And then this is like her shirt here, and then rolling into like waist. It took me a minute, and I'm not even sure if that's it, but let me know what you guys see. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the first thing that's only main thing that's popping out to me right now are the eyelashes.
Yeah, single
Uh,
line eyelashes.
yeah, if we're this
With
close to the eye, those eyelashes are probably gonna have a little more shape or something, like or maybe it would just help if they were a bit fuller throughout or something. The bottom ones, kind of start a little bit thick, like right here. This is a nice one, bit thick, and then whips out. And the bottom eyelashes can be a little bit more thinner and whatnot, but the top ones are usually a bit thicker. So that would probably be my main critique here because I don't know what this particular reference looks like. Let's see what the next one is. Okay. Well, this is nice. I do like this. We got nice line work for the most part, and the shading is nice. We get curvature in the flowers. It could be done at another level. It could be done differently, but the way you've done it, nonetheless, is smooth, soft, relatively nice. A little bit more black would help this out a bit, but
yeah,
overall, I think it's a decent job. Yeah, John says decent and clean. I agree. It is decent and clean. Again, it could be done differently, left up
yeah.
to
Just a little
people's
bit
interpretation.
darker, just to
Right.
pull it backwards and forwards. A lot of the shading seems to be all on one level.
Yes.
He's managed to keep, at least he's kept some negative space, open space, skin breaks in it, which is
Yeah.
nice. Just a little bit more variation in some tones, but other than that, it's super clean.
Definitely. Okay. Again, it's on
Mermaid.
darker skin. It's a bit harder to see, and
Yeah.
with the glare from the photo. But again, I think the lines are pretty decent. We got a lot of scales here, and again, I can't really super tell, but I think the lining is pretty clean. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I think the lining is pretty clean, and really that's all there is in this piece. To be honest, I think that's it. Pretty much just lining,
Yeah. It's
but
just
it
line
does,
work.
does look good though. Okay, here we have some shading in this one.
It's a little bit it's a little bit lackluster, especially
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah,
See, it's put lines through that smoke.
yeah.
Now,
That ruins
if
the
you're gonna
smoke.
mark if you're gonna mark your lines out and come off with dark, and you need to mark your lines out, use a 1 drop or a 2 drop. Then you can
Yeah,
disguise your lines. Don't use a full on black. If you want to go really bad, like bloodline it, if you really need
yeah,
to, you know
right.
what I mean.
Uh-huh.
But they get a couple of lines got double passed and a little. Yeah, can you see on dice there?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, a double passed.
I just
Um,
yeah, I'm just not a
but
big fan of the lines in this, and then the shading is just
no,
kind of I
it's
don't know.
off.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it's a very it's quite a weak tattoo, to be fair. Um, the line
yeah.
work seems to overpower everything else on this.
I
Um,
agree. I agree. It does. It's too bad because I don't know. I feel like maybe the dark's just not quite dark enough. In which John asked, at the moment, like what black do you use on darker skin?
Dynamic.
And yeah, he's dynamic on most all people. I do have some big sleeps black I will use on if really dark skin, but I don't tattoo a lot of really dark skin. Maybe they just don't like me. I don't know. I probably haven't shown that I can do enough of it for more people to come to me for that. But I do have a bit of a darker black specifically for darker skin. And I just don't think the ink was saturated very well here. That's what I think. Or they didn't actually commit to using black in a lot. I don't think this is black throughout here. I think this might just be like a really dark gray wash. And it's just suffering from also a lack of actual black. So yeah, that's my opinion. All right. Well, here we go. I wonder why we can see these lines. It's odd. Maybe it didn't. Maybe they didn't pack it all the way up to the line. Huh.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't gone up to the line. And
Yeah.
that one that you're on there, I mean, I know it's on dark. It looks to have a little bit of saturation issues. Looks like they've got a few holidays sat in there.
Right.
Like I say, it's as if they've just not got up to the line and saturated, or shall we say, fully saturated up to the line on this. And I think that's why it's giving you that effect.
Right. Yeah. Yep. But hey, thanks for sending these in. I think we got a mixed bag here. We got the lining seems to be pretty decent. A couple of these fake skins are nice. This one over here was nice. The line was decent here. I think this one's the main one that kind of missed the mark here. And if you get an opportunity to go back in and work this some more, I would take a photo of this. I would do it on the iPad or whatever you got. Take a photo, put it in Photoshop. For me, I'd put it in Procreate. I'd go in there and I would rework it digitally to figure out what I could do to make this, give it more dimension. And then I would use that as my reference to work it one more time because it's definitely workable again. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes left. Let's see here what we got. Hi, guys. I did the Mario and Street Fighter tattoos last week. That's right. Okay. Took your advice this week and practiced my line work, etc. Need help with these. I know they're bad. Every time I wipe the skin, I lose my stencil or the ink completely goes. My stencil is very faint when I put it on fake skin. Any advice would be great. Yeah. My advice, let it dry. You gotta let it dry for a while.
Yeah, 24, 48 hours at least to let it dry.
I'm just gonna jump across.
Looks.
Oh, sorry, Andy. I was just quickly going across to both of them.
No, I'm just looking. I'm not right sure what fake skin that is actually. To be honest,
it looks thin. It
does look thin.
Yeah, it's very thin, cheap fake skin.
Which you're gonna have problems with.
Yeah, and I remember last week. So I do recall the work he sent in last week. It was pretty rough on a lot of stuff. He was just starting, and then all of a sudden we got to the Mario, and we could see like a little glimmer of hope. Like, okay, here, focus, because he was trying to do color and all kinds of mumbo jumbo, and we told him pretty much, hey, just hone in on work on your lines, work on keeping things simple, and you can also, if you see how big this piece is. You're practicing. You don't need to necessarily practice these large pieces. Build your confidence on something about this big. So right in here, that way your arm's not moving far. You want to eventually practice larger stuff, but start practicing smaller stuff. I do like that it appears that he's using a larger needle grouping or a round shader, but you just don't have the saturation quite there. And again, that could be from that thin skin and accuracy, if you will. So we'll come over here to this one. I think this is an improvement, but then again, a lot can be hidden with black, so hard to say yet, but it's still an improvement.
The lines are darker. He's getting a lot of spatter off his machine. Now you're either filling it up too much, running it too fast, your machine, which usually causes, a lot of spatter. For the ink. Yes, some of the lines look to be in and saturated better on this. What I will give this person about, stick to fatter liners, 9s, 11s, try a round shader, 5 round shader, 9 round shader. Keep your scent up there to start with. Definitely work on smaller pieces, something half the size of this. Should be getting easiest way is to get your piece of fake skin, cut it in half. Whatever you can fit on half of it, work on that. That's what my advice would be. And then start paying attention to your lines. Are they going in? Are they looking solid? Are they curved? Do they look smooth? And things like that. And then everything else will start to come together. And also your stencil, clean it down, put your stencil on 24, 48 hours before you want to use it. Yeah. Let it thoroughly dry. Otherwise, because it doesn't matter who you are, if you don't let it thoroughly dry, we have all had this same problem. It will wipe off.
Yeah. Yep. And one last thing here. I just realized that this is a rose up here, and I think you were trying to shade it with straight black.
Yeah.
Don't even monkey around. The last bit of advice I'll give you. So you took our advice from last week about, hey, focus on lines and whatnot. Just focus on lines right now. I wouldn't even worry about saturating black, right? Because you're overcomplicating stuff doing this, what you're doing here, because it's not doing it any justice. Just work on line work. Again, do small pieces in just the lines. Just the lines. Dude, let's just do that. Submit a couple pieces, even if they're rough. You know what I mean? You're on fake skin. It's bad. It's rough fake skin at that. So it's not like, hey, we're going to yell at you and tell you to stop tattooing. You're on fake skin. You're not hurting anybody. Just focus on lines, smaller pieces. Get some simple line work, some simple images and whatnot. So I look forward to seeing you next week, John. And thanks, man. All right, we're going to look at one last piece. This is from Jose. And then we are going to be jumping off of here, guys. We've hit our 2-hour mark. Give the stream a like. We do appreciate it. Also, guys, I saw some people like, hey, where do I send my work? Well, once we hit the 1.5 hour mark, I take the email to where you can send it off because I don't want people to send more work in and then get let down. So nonetheless, we go live at 6 p.m. every Sunday unless something comes up. And so you can start sending your work in at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays, and we will review them in order of which they were sent in until we hit the 2-hour mark. Also, if you want to guarantee yourself a review or a critique on any piece of work, then you guys want to participate in the tattoo challenge. One last time here, guys, the tattoo challenge is this piece right here. There's a link in the description below, which is going to take you to a Google Drive. You can find this image there, download it, stencil it, tattoo it on anything, fake skin, whatever, pig skin, human skin, it's all on you. Shade it, color it, or do whatever you want to do with it, and then submit it to the email that is in the description. It is tattoomesomething@gmail.com. Okay, that's where you're going to submit that. And then next week, we will take a look at all of those first before we look at work sent in to be reviewed here. Okay. Oops.
Oh.
Hitting the wrong buttons here. What? There we go. Too many screens and stuff. All right. Hi, Dave. This was my 3rd color tattoo. Not sure what happened to the wind line. Okay. Not as straight as I wanted. Thanks for everything. All right, Jose.
I think you might mean wing line.
Oh, yeah, I think he did. It said wind, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. Go ahead. You can have. Yeah, I think. Okay.
It's lacking detail for a bee. For a bee or a wasp. I'm not quite sure which one this one should be. I think it must be a wasp. Just for shape of body. Otherwise, it would have been fatter up back end. And yes, we've got some line issues, fine line issues, wiggly, and that. I mean, you've tried putting a drop shadow in. For the level that you're at and where you are, I would have said stay away from the drop shadow. It wouldn't have got this as muddy around the outside, but especially down the body. The yellow and the black, if you actually get reference pictures up of bees, wasps and everything, you wouldn't actually sort of like see it as banded, as perfectly banded across it.
Right.
We're losing a little bit of curvature and shape in the body. Wings, you can get away with wobbly lines and veiny lines and everything in the wings, but a little bit of variation in shading would have been nice, just to give it a bit more. I'm not right sure what the white dots are for.
Maybe
I'll be
maybe
honest.
like some black streaks, like little bits through the yellow to make it look like
Yeah, fur.
the fur is kind of intertwined. Yeah, and then some a little bit straighter lines here in some spots would have helped. Yeah, okay. So just missing the details, and that's what really I think those details again start adding up, and these wings just aren't quite doing it for me. But and yeah, I don't know what those white dots are about, but nonetheless, appreciate it. I'm gonna do one more right here, and then
Yeah.
we are gonna jump off of here. All right. So we got Niv saying, "Hey, my name is Niv. I'm 21 years old from Israel. Right on.
All
I've been
right.
tattooing for about 10 months now. This is my last micro realism attempt on real skin using CNC Q2, and a few more pictures of tattoos I did. Love your videos. They have helped me a lot." All right, 21 years
Cool.
from Israel, tattooing for 10 months now. All right, let's see what we got. We're going to start over here on the right, work our way to the left. Okay, this looks to be the brand Real Skin. I don't know why you can already tell it's a lighter shade. Stencils on there, and hopefully it is drying. Let's see. Oh,
All right.
yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Nice little. It's got some nice little like texture effects going on. A little bit of whip shading. I'm
Yeah.
not right sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm
Yeah.
not right
Yeah.
sure what I'm seeing. Whether it's a little bit grainy around the outside, whether it's meant to be done on purpose
Oh, I
and
see
it's
what
put
you mean.
shading, or whether it just wants a good clean. Because I'm just
Yeah.
getting a little. Because some of the features in the giraffe and the shading in the giraffe is quite similar to what I can see on the outside of the giraffe. And I think what's on the outside is just detracting away from some of the shading and some of the highlights, on the giraffe's face and everything. So I don't know whether it were intentional or whether it just wants a clean, does the
I
skin.
don't think it was intentional because I'm looking over here and I see some over here. But then again, I do
Right.
kind of see it throughout here.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
it's
That
weird.
real skin it can be weird sometimes because it's almost kind of a little bit textured. I can't really put my finger on it, but it is a little bit different than the other brands, but it is nicer in my opinion to work with. But all right. Oh, yeah, some clean
Okay. Yeah.
grip there. Yeah. Red's not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. That's one hairy leg.
It is.
All right. You're not going to see that. The hair grows back. To shave his legs. Nice, nice. Oh, look at that. That's a small one. Before I zoom in, just want to emphasize the size on that. That's not terribly large. So, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nicely done considering the size and the little bits of detail in here.
Screwed
I
up
like
on one
it.
line, big style.
Well, we also have I don't know if these are little blowouts here
No.
or what that
Come
is.
down
Maybe
the
that's part of
line.
the stencil.
Come
What, this one
come
right
down
here?
to the line under. Yeah, look where that line carried it on.
Yeah.
You know what bend? You
Yeah,
see
right
where
here.
it bends there? Yeah, carried it on there, and it's not on the
Yeah.
other side.
Sometimes if you're not really paying attention, you can kind of get a little distracted and a line becomes joined with another line.
It could have just gone in and put the same line in on the other side, and it wouldn't have looked out of place.
Yeah, true.
You know
That
what I
is
mean?
something you
If it
can
as
do.
it come round like that, and it comes round and then goes off. If it had come round and gone off on the other side, it wouldn't have looked out of place.
Right, you would have just thought, "Huh, that's interesting," but it's the same on
Yeah,
both
it's
sides.
just it's a butterfly. It can do that.
You're right. I think what
So
saves this piece as a whole is just the sheer smallness of it. Smallness of it. Yeah. So overall, nice job here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh my God.
now these
The little blob at the end there is probably the only thing that really jumps out to me. A few little
double line there.
lines here, but I like it. I like the shading. Little
Yeah.
stipple in action going in. Breathes nice. It's crispy. I see we only photographed one side. The other side looks totally different.
Yeah, because even the band going up the back, there's more shading, there's less skin breaking that.
Yeah.
If you got a pair of wings generally like that, you need to try and get them as similar as possible.
Yeah. Yep. And this is a small little set of wings on a back.
Yeah.
But hey, let's see what we got next. All right. And then we have some pieces it looks like you've put together. And
Flash
yeah,
ready to go.
yeah, they look good. They look good. If you want to follow him, his IG is niv.asayag. All right. Right on,
Yep.
guys. So I'm going to throw this back on the screen here because I'm frozen and I don't trust my stream to crash as soon as I take stuff down. But guys, we're going to be jumping off of here shortly. What I need you guys to go do is go give Andy a follow.
Yeah.
Follow him on Instagram, on Facebook, show some support.
That's it. Like I say, we're just getting in. I think we're just getting into sort of like autumn, winter over here and final throws. I'm just sorting a bit of a media room out here so I can work at home. Right. And I think, like I was saying to you, I think what I will do is I may even say this, may even end up with a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But then I've got to find a name for YouTube channel, haven't I? Yay, that's great. You know
be more creative than me, please.
I don't know. I've got a total blank when it comes to that.
I know. Okay, guys. Well, let us know in the comments if you've made it this far watching. Leave a comment below what Andy should name his YouTube channel. Okay, if you've been watching long enough, you get a gist of who Andy is. Let us know. And I know not a lot of people make it to this far, especially if they're watching it after the fact. Make it this far. Let us know what Andy's YouTube channel should be. I'm sure Smoke's got like a handful of hilarious names for your YouTube channel. If you're in doubt.
Will be. I'll be getting all sorts of weird. Some of that's not going to get me banned either.
Oh, well, never mind. Andy's got nothing for you. I mean, Smoke's got nothing for you then. But anyhow, guys, we got things to look forward to. Andy might be working on a YouTube channel here, and we're going to help him the best way we can. And yeah, we've got a new video coming out Tuesday. It's just me tattooing. So, anyhow, I guess that's it.
I think he said, are we running this for a week or are we running it for 2?
I think we're just going to run it for 1 week, Andy. I think what we should do is new ones every week.
Right.
Unless something happens.
What you're going to do is, because I know you was on the other week, maybe leaving a few up within the link when they're going or whatever. And it's, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll do one of two things. Either every week I'll just add the piece to the link. So it will be one link, you open it up, and 5 weeks in, you're going to have 5 designs, and you're just going to have to pick the one you want to do. If you want to do the one for that week, then, you know what I mean, do that one. But if you want to do any of them, you have free range to do any of them and submit them to that email address. They don't have to be the one we're currently on. If you open them and are like really like, I want to do that particular one, you can do that one and you can send it to us and we will review it in order.
As long as it's
if you want to go ahead, Andy.
No, you're all right. Go on, Dev.
No, you're fine. As long as
it's a challenge piece, it gets critiqued, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, as long as it's a challenge piece, that's it. So yeah, I think I'll do one of two things. It'll either be like 5 links down there to 5 different Google Drives, but I think the smart thing to do is for me to put them all in one Google Drive, and I think that's what I'll do. And so we're gonna run this one for a week. If there's a lot of demand, we'll run it for 2 weeks. If not, we'll get another one going.
Are you going to use the other one I sent for the next one? And then I think I've got one with about 5 little ones. I can't remember whether it's 4 or 5 little ones. That would be,
I think you already sent 2, so we might as well do this one and then do the other one you sent in, and then do the 5. So Andy has a 5-pack, a little 5, because we're always telling people to do smaller tattoos. So why not put a group of tattoos out there that are smaller, so people have something they can just print up, do those 5 small ones, yada yada, something that's not overly complicated. And then people who have a bit more skill level, can also do those and just get really creative with them. So, yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing
Yep.
what you guys all put out. And hopefully next week, my camera will work. You got to appreciate how long I've been holding this one spot, though. I've been very still. So still. So still. Just muttering through my teeth. You can't even see me moving, but it's a skill. Give the stream a like, guys. I appreciate you all being here. Go follow Andy if you're not already. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace out.
Peace.